Greetings, and as we say in South Africa, sawubona, meaning I see you, and by seeing you, I bring you into being. I see all of you, your stories, your struggles, your joys, your strength and your resilience. I see the past that has shaped you, the future you are creating, and the present you stand in as a force of nature. I see your brilliance, your ingenuity, your grace, and I want you to know unequivocally that you are valuable to me. This greeting alone, sawubona, is an invitation to witness you in your entirety, a true intersectional lens encapsulated in a single word. And I stand here today with deep gratitude, so thank you to the Identity Clinic, to Storm for inviting me to speak, for offering a space where our voices are heard and where our stories matter. Grab whatever you need, babe. As I reflect, I can't help but smile at the irony of how CALD communities have so often been stereotyped as being lazy. Simply because we finally stopped working for free. The same hands that built empires, shaped entire economies, and laid the foundations of nations through forced labor are now accused of being unwilling to contribute to society. Isn't it funny? The same people who were exploited and erased, who were made to feel invisible, have now become the scapegoats for society's woes. It's funny, our work, our performance, our music, our art are welcomed in rooms we often are never invited into. But queer and CALD people have survived. We have thrived, babes. We have defied every attempt to silence, erase, or diminish us. For every lie told about us, history speaks the truth. We built it, we organized it, we fought it, and we will continue to rise despite the odds. I don't need to tell you that we are currently under attack. That's not the news. It's not the headlines that I believe we should focus on. What we must recognize is that we are under attack because of a mindset. The mindset is that of lack, a belief that there is not enough to go around. When people are driven by scarcity, they resort to tactics of division, competition, gossip, and backbiting. But I believe in radical generosity. A generosity that is so powerful that it frightens those who hoard power. We understand that our survival is tied to our capacity to give to ourselves and to one another. We understand that we must not be divided. We are stronger together. See, I'm at peace during these times because the wisdom of the elders stands true, that there is nothing new that can be done to us that we have not lived through and thrived through before. Black and brown folks have come through it all. Racial profiling, no education, barriers to health, and we're still here. It's like the old song that I heard on the radio yesterday. Nobody gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on. Thank you. To our community, there is a growing temptation for us to hoard that power or even information from one another. But let me tell you that hoarding power leads to stagnancy, and what we need right now is to let the river of knowledge, experience, and data flow, and that's why I'm grateful to be here today. Thank you, Storm. Only then can we sustain ourselves. Only then can we truly build a future for everyone. The only way we can survive as the LGBTQIA+ community is if we begin by not allowing them to erase the T in our community. The T is vital because the T is us. And the very reason why most of us are here today is because they fought, and the trans community have been at the forefront of that fight since the beginning of this time. Thank you. So do not let the world discourage you today. Do not allow anyone to convince you that you are overreacting when you feel overwhelmed. Your body, Your mind, your soul are not reacting out of weakness. No, you are simply remembering. You are remembering and waking up to the history, the pain, and the struggles of those who came before you. The exhaustion that you feel is not a sign of failure. Oh no, it's by design. It is a call for us right now to keep going and to rise again and to push back against the currents that we currently face. As the great Bishop Desmond Tutu once said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. We can no longer afford to stand and be in silence. Sorry, when I say stand, I'm not trying to be ableist, just recognizing that as well. We can no longer be numb to the injustices around us. Now is the time for collective rage. Yes, collective rage. Not the kind of rage that destroys you. No, the kind that awakens you, that clears your vision and galvanizes you into action. There's an old African proverb that says, and I can hear my grandmother, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. Let's go together today, my friends, and then we'll go far. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever noticed that a plum tree doesn't eat plums? That a pear tree doesn't consume its own fruit? No, because the fruit is not for the tree, it's for others. Your gift, your agency, your voice, your platform, it's not just for you. It's for the community around you. It's for the world that needs your stories, that needs your light and needs your experience. One of the most powerful ways we can create change is through storytelling. Stories humanize us. They provide a window into the complexities of our lives. In this way, storytelling becomes a form of activism. It challenges preconceived notions, educates the public, and builds solidarity. Across the world, media is beginning to embrace more diverse representations of the LGBTQIA+ CALD community. Queer characters are becoming more visible on our television screen and even in our literature, but there's still so much more work to be done, especially when we look at the health sector. This visibility is not just mere entertainment, it's political resistance. It pushes back against harmful stereotypes and it counters the historical invisibility of our identities. So how do we fight? Yes, by storytelling, but also by leaning into joy, by leaning into beauty. This is one of the greatest forms of resistance. I want to challenge everyone here today. Pay attention to who you've been taught to demonize, who you've been told to fear, who you've been told to reject, and even to distrust. I believe that if we break bread with those individuals, those communities, if we come together in our shared humanity, we may find the solace, liberation, and community in the places we least expect. I'll leave you with this final thought, a story that many of you may have heard before, but its message is timeless. It's the story of the wind and the sun having a competition as to whom can take a coat off a man. The north wind boasted of having power in great strength, and the sun argued that their greatest power was gentleness. We shall have a contest, said the sun. Far below traveled a man on a winding road. He was wearing a warm winter coat, kind of like the one I was wearing. Did you see my sexy coat? Thank you, Jesus. So, as a test of strength, said the sun, let us see which of us can take the coat off a man. It will be quite simple for me to force him to remove his coat, bragged the wind. So the wind blew so hard, the birds began to cling to the trees. The world was filled with dust and leaves, But the harder the wind blew down the road, the tighter the shivering man clung to his coat. Then the sun came out from behind a cloud, warmed the air and the frosty ground. The man on the road unbuttoned his coat, and the sun grew slowly brighter and brighter. Soon the man felt so hot he took off his coat and sat down in a shady spot. "How did you do that?" said the wind. "It was easy," said the sun. "I lit the day, and through gentleness I got my way." Storytelling and this type of activism of joy is a gentle way that will aid us in our success. As I conclude, I want to say to you, plot twist, there are more options than you realize. Plot twist, there are more opportunities than meets the eye. Plot twist, your collective is your strength. Plot twist, you're not alone. Plot twist, we are in this together. Plot twist, with the help of your chosen family, it will help you save the day. As I close, I want to say there's an energy in this room when we gather together based on equity, belonging, and inclusion. And I believe that this is going to be the year that we become more connected, more in tune with what the world needs. The only way that we're going to win this fight against the orange man, the way we're going to win this fight against stagnancy, is if we are together and if we become creative and open our minds, even across our sectors. It's not just the disability problem. It's not just the health problem. It's not just mental health or AOD or housing. If we all come together across sectors, we'll be able to find great solutions for our wonderful humans that we support. So I bless you and charge you today as a prophet of creativity. Go forth and slay the day away. Thank you.